You're aware of the sound of my voice. You're aware of your breathing. You're aware of your posture, the sensations of your body resting against the surface. You're aware of your thoughts and your feelings, aware of all the sensations that may be present right now. And just let your imagination go wherever it wants to go. And whatever you encounter, you notice it. You are aware of it. See that being aware is the constant element in all experience. Everything that we are aware of is continuously changing. Thoughts, images, feelings, sensations, sights, sounds, tastes. Whatever we're aware of is always appearing and disappearing. How long does a thought, perception, or sensation really last? But the experience of being aware remains constant. The thought that you're having right now is not the same thought that you were having 2 minutes ago, or 2 hours ago, or 2 weeks ago. The flow of sensations in the body that you're aware of is not the same as it was 2 minutes ago, 2 hours ago, 2 weeks ago. But the experience of being aware is the same now as it was 2 moments ago, 2 minutes ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago, 20 years ago. Being aware is the only element of experience that never changes, that never appears or disappears. Everything else we have ever experienced has always come and gone. Every thought, every feeling, every sensation, every perception, vanishing all the time. How long does a thought last? How long does a sensation in the body last? Or the perception of the world? None of these are lasting. But the experience of being aware remains constant and unchanging. It is never affected by what we are aware of. The name that we give to the experience of being aware is I. That's what I refers to. The simple experience of being aware. Each of us says, I am aware of my thoughts. I am aware of the sound of a car. I am aware of the sight of this room. I am aware of my breathing. I am aware of sensations, both pleasant and unpleasant. I is the name that we give to that which is aware of our experience. It is the unchanging element. Consistent throughout all experience. We are usually so fascinated by what we are aware of by our thoughts and our feelings, the story our mind is spinning. That the simple experience of being aware is overlooked. The experience of being aware is not something we can be aware of. You have the experience of being aware right now. If I asked you right now if you were aware, you would have to say yes, because that is your direct experience. If I were to ask you to direct your awareness to your current thought, you would know exactly where to place your attention. If I were to ask you to turn your attention to the tingling sensation in your fingers or your toes, you would know exactly where to direct your attention, just like a searchlight. If I were to ask you to direct your attention to your breathing, you would know exactly where to direct your attention. We all know how to direct attention. But now, if I ask you to direct your attention to the experience of being aware, where do you go? Where does your attention go? Being aware is your direct experience. So what happens when we try to direct the attention to the experience of being aware? Try to do that now. Turn the attention to the awareness of being aware itself. Turn your attention towards yourself. The experience of being aware is what we call I. I am aware of thoughts, sensations, and perceptions. So when I say, turn your attention towards yourself, I don't mean towards your thoughts, or your feelings, or your bodily sensations, because these are secondary experiences or the content of awareness. You are aware of all those objects. Turn the attention to the awareness of being aware itself. The more we try to do that, the more we realize that it's only possible to direct our attention towards some kind of object or phenomenon, a thought, a feeling, a sensation. It's impossible to turn the attention round and shine it back on the one that is attending. Like shining a torch in a darkened room onto various objects, and then attempting to shine the light upon the source of the light itself. The only thing we cannot shine the torch on is the source of the illumination itself. It can only shine its light on something that seems to be other than what it is. The arising objects. In the same way, we can give our attention to thoughts, we can place our attention on these words. We can put our attention on sensations in the body, or thoughts and feelings. But we cannot put our attention on the experience of being aware, or awareness itself. The attention itself arises from awareness. But awareness is too close to itself to turn around and look at itself. We cannot direct our attention towards it. We can only direct our attention away from it. In fact, it isn't the directing of the attention, but the relaxing of the attention. Instead of trying to direct your attention, just let your attention relax or sink into its source. It's not a directing of the attention, but rather a resting of attention. The attention is only needed to be directed at objects. But to know ourself, attention is not required. So just let your attention fall backwards, sink backwards, into its source. Allow it to rest in its source. Its source is just a simple feeling of being. Or being aware. The experience of being aware is not something that is inaccessible. If I ask you the question, are you aware? You would have to answer, undoubtedly, yes. I am aware of my experience. As you paused before answering, in that very gap, was the experience of awareness itself. How far did you have to travel? How hard did you have to look for the simple experience of being aware? The experience of being aware is not buried somewhere in the depths of experience. It is directly available, unhidden, immediate, totally available throughout all experience. No matter how wonderful or awful those experiences may be, the presence of awareness is completely independent of its content or the condition of thoughts, perceptions, sensations. Ask yourself the question: is any experience ever at a distance from being aware or the awareness of it? See that the experience of being aware is pervading all our thoughts, feelings, sensations, and perceptions. Ask yourself the question: can the experience of being aware ever be disturbed or altered in any way? Obviously, our thoughts and feelings can be disturbed, moved, changed. The body and the world are constantly moving and changing. But what about the experience of being aware? Is that ever moving and changing? Is the awareness of which our most intelligent thoughts are known any different from the awareness of our most unintelligent thoughts? Is it not the same awareness? In each case, the same awareness that knows the full range of our thoughts. And what about the feelings? The most pleasant feelings and the most unpleasant feelings? Are they not all known alike by the same awareness? By you, that which is aware. Our essential nature of pure awareness intimately pervades all experience, but it is never stained, never harmed or affected, never moved or conditioned by any particular experience. No experience leaves a trace on our essential being. Our essential nature is never stained by any experience. It is always in the same pristine condition. It has never aged It has never been worshipped or rejected by any particular experience. When you are lost on the streets of London, awareness is never lost. Awareness is never lost. It is never absent. It may seem to be temporarily obscured, but this is only because the focus of attention becomes fascinated with the content, with the thoughts, feelings, sensations and perceptions. So the experience of being aware seems to be obscured. It's never truly obscured. Any moment in your experience, be it the deepest depression, the most wonderful happiness and joy, we could ask ourselves the question, am I aware? And the answer is always yes. The condition of our thoughts and feelings makes absolutely no difference whatsoever. Being aware of being aware is always our most intimate lived experience, our most available experience. If we are being aware of being aware, we are, whether we know it or not, practicing the highest form of meditation there is. It is the only form of meditation that doesn't require the directing of our attention towards an object. It is also the essence of what is called prayer. Ramana Maharshi called it sinking the mind into the heart of awareness, the heart of our being, our essential nature, which shines in the mind as the knowledge, I am, and which shines in our feelings as the experience of peace or happiness. It's felt in our relationships as love. It infiltrates our perceptions as the experience of beauty. And as awareness rests in its own being, it becomes clear that the experience of being aware doesn't share the limits of what it is aware of. That is the great discovery. The knowing with which we know our experience doesn't share the limits or the destiny of any particular experience. The knowing with which we know our experience, or the awareness that's aware of our experience, is not conditioned or limited by what we are aware of. My essential being has no age, no agenda, It remains the same throughout all experience. It is always at peace. It is inherently fulfilled within itself. I am not a cluster of thoughts and feelings. I am ageless, timeless, pure, timeless presence, remaining ever the same.